I try to hide my grin when I hear my mom say, "Damn it, your dad forgot his lunch again." But it's impossible. "I'll bring it to him," I quickly say, smiling widely and grabbing the bag my mom is still holding. "It's completely out of your way. You don't have to do that. Relax, Mom. College doesn't start for another couple of weeks. I have nothing much to do today, so I can easily run it over there. Let me change and then I'll go." I race back up the stairs before she can argue. I'll take any excuse to go to my dad's work, especially if it means I might see his incredibly attractive boss. I've had a huge crush on Mr. Harding for as long as I can remember. He may be more than twice my age, but the man is like a vision, and he's been the star of my daydreams. He's also the reason I'm still single at 19. I know I have to look my best, so I take a quick shower and then go to my closet. I decide on a rather short skirt and a pink top that fits me well. Looking in the mirror, I realize I'm not wearing a bra, so I grab a little black sweater and put it on so my mom won't be shocked when she sees me leave. I look at my reflection one last time and smile. Maybe, just maybe, I'll catch Mr. Harding's attention. We did have an interesting moment at the Christmas party last year. I'd run into him in a corner, and the look he gave me still makes my heart race. Nothing happened, though, and it's been on my mind ever since. I know he noticed me. I think he just needs a little push. He probably thinks I'm off limits since my dad works for him. Well, that's wrong. I just need to make him see things differently, and I think today might be the day. With an excited little noise, I run down the stairs and grab the forgotten lunch. Calling out a quick bye to my mom, I race out the door and get in my car, so excited I can hardly sit still. The whole drive, I imagine all sorts of scenarios where Mr. Harding and I have a real connection. By the time I'm pulling into the parking garage, I'm feeling a mix of nerves and anticipation. When I'm inside the building, my nerves start to get the better of me. I hurry up and find my dad's office before I lose my courage. "Well, what a nice surprise," my dad says, giving me a quick hug. "Oh, thanks." He grabs the lunch I hold out to him. "How mad was your mom that I forgot it again?" I laugh and say, "She wasn't too happy, but I didn't mind bringing it." Before he can say anything else, I hear a deep, attractive voice coming from behind me, and I immediately know who it is. My whole body reacts to that voice, and I'm suddenly filled with a sense of excitement. "Renee, it's nice to see you again." I turn and look up at the most handsome face I've ever seen, the one I've thought about so many times. His green eyes look amused as he looks me over, and the stubble on his cheeks makes him even more appealing. I realize I've been staring at him, and I feel my face heat up. I'm sure I'm blushing. Mr. Harding looks me over again, before turning to my dad. "Are you going to have a problem getting me that report by the end of the day?" "No, not at all," my dad says, already sitting back down at his desk to get to work. I know he's really busy, so I tell my dad goodbye and start to walk away. I don't get far before I sense the large, imposing presence beside me. He follows me into the elevator, but before I can press the button for the ground floor, he leans over and presses the top floor button. Standing close to me, he leans in a bit closer and says, "Would you mind coming to my office before you go?" I breathe in the scent of his nice cologne and try hard not to show how affected I am. "Yeah, of course," I manage to say, my voice a bit breathy. He smiles and stands back up to his full height, adjusting his suit jacket. I can't help but notice how broad his shoulders are. He stands closer to me than normal, and I try my best to stay calm. I mean, for all I know, he just wants to ask me a few questions about my future, or maybe even offer me an entry-level job. I try to tell myself not to get my hopes up, but my heart is pounding, and by the time we reach the top floor, I'm feeling a fluttery sensation inside. Mr. Harding smiles down at me and places his hand on my lower back, gently guiding me off the elevator. The touch of his palm against me makes me feel a rush of warmth. I try my best to act normal and not give away how excited I am. He leads me past his secretary, stopping to say, "Please make sure I'm not disturbed, Doris," before guiding me into his very large, very luxurious office. Once inside, he closes the door and walks to his desk. He turns and leans against it, crossing his long legs in front of him as he watches me. I'm not sure what to do, so I stand there a bit awkwardly and look around his office. It's an impressive space. The desk he's leaning against is large and made of some kind of dark wood. There are 2 leather chairs in front of his desk, and there's a wall of windows that gives a great view of the lake that the city is built around. "Wow," I say, watching a flock of birds fly by before swooping out over the water. "I'm glad you like it," Mr. Harding says, still watching me with those intense green eyes. "Why don't you sit down, Renee?" Grateful for the direction since my mind seems to have gone blank, I walk over and sit in the plush, leather chair in front of him. His eyes look at my sweater. "Cold?" he asks, raising an eyebrow at me. I feel my cheeks heat up again when I remember my decision to go without a bra. No," I manage to mumble, "then take it off." His commanding tone and confident manner make me feel a bit flustered. I slide my sweater off, feeling my face get even redder as it reveals my form-fitting shirt. He makes a soft sound, and when I'm too embarrassed to look at him, he says, "Renee," and that one word makes me look up at him. The look in his eyes is intense, but he keeps the rest of his body under control. The only other sign that he's affected is the way he's clenching his jaw slightly. "An interesting choice of outfits to come bring your dad lunch." When I don't say anything, his lips curve up in a small smile that makes him look a bit mischievous. "Did you wear this for me?" "Yes," I say, meeting his eyes. "Good." He looks me over again. "I see you didn't wear a bra today." "Bold choice," he says, and I can't help but let out a soft sound. He raises an eyebrow at that, but doesn't say more. "What about under that tiny skirt?" "A black thong." "Anything else?" I look at him, a bit confused. "That's all." He smiles and says, Well, you know, tell me about it." I start to lift my skirt a bit, but he stops me with a soft noise. No, just tell me." Well, it's, smooth and, well, I'm feeling really excited." He closes his eyes for a moment, as if imagining what I'm saying. "How excited?" "Very excited, Mr. Harding. I'm just really looking forward to this moment." "Good," he says, and his voice sounds a bit strained. "There's something else, Mr. Harding." He opens his eyes and looks at me. What is it? I've never been with anyone before, and I've always kind of hoped it would be you. He grips the desk tightly, and I see his knuckles turn a bit white. What do you mean exactly? I smile and say, I mean I'm new to all this, and I've had a crush on you for a while, and I always dreamed that you would be the one. He gives me a smile that's both charming and a bit mysterious. You want this to be a special moment with me? Yes, I say, looking at his strong figure and feeling a bit breathless. Then be a dear and go stand by the window. It's the last thing I expect him to say, so I just sit there for a moment. But then, his intense stare makes me quickly stand up and walk over to the large wall of windows. When I'm next to it, I look back at him, wondering what I'm supposed to do. He smiles and says, hands on the glass, Renee.